friends. I'm Prairie Vintage. My name's Linda. I'm an energy intuitive reader here on YouTube. I use spirit, my intuition, the tarot to communicate energies to you guys. Most amazing, beautiful viewers. I am so excited to be here doing your reading. I love you guys so much. And this full moon was very difficult for me. I tried to do a reading and I was getting very emotionally sort of knowing that maybe that was my borderline not to do a reading. Okay, so I do apologize. That reading was... I mean, it certainly was channeling energy, but full moon subconscious energies are very intense. So I needed to decompress and gain balance and all that stuff because this lunar eclipse happened to be very powerful energetically for me. Okay, so I'm back and I'm doing a reading unlike any other reading that I've ever done. This one's going to be quite interesting. Okay, I have this sort of inner standing feeling that most likely divine masculine energy could certainly be hijacked. Okay, this I don't know, I have nothing to go on this. I don't know anything about this. Okay, so don't take my words as gospel, but very challenging with divine masculine energy here. Okay, so we're going to look at the divine masculine collective, although this came through as 3 piles, which is interesting because I was going to do one sort of collective divine masculine reading and was encouraged to do the 3. So what I was seeing here was one sort of very hijacked energy. Okay, very dark, in the dark, I should say, needing to sort of sort through. Another group potentially being more in the sorting through, getting out, getting clear, getting certainty, and then more of a balanced energy. And what's interesting is before this came through, that download, I picked the moonstone. And moon could certainly be, you know, us seeing things that aren't quite real and illusions and fears and subconscious. And then the clear quartz came through as the second stone, again, without really giving it much thought, which is all about getting clarity. You know, this one happens to have a little bit of haze to it. So it's getting more clear, seeing clearer. Yeah, and potentially shining the light on any sort of illusions that may be casting shadows here with clarity. Okay, and then the Shiva Lingam is all about balance and fertility, masculine energy. It's a beautiful stone here, okay, of stability, grounded masculine energy. So I don't know if this is the phase, you know, of where the divine masculine is at. I know I gave some feedback here, so I don't really know if this is so much a pick-up pile or just a series of steps, you guys, to be honest, okay? But pick whatever you're called to. Maybe you're called to one or all 3. Maybe your divine masculine is in a pile. You know, if you are a divine masculine here, I do channel a lot of that sort of frequency, you know, where the reading could be coming through as a divine masculine challenge. So let's see. I am excited to pull what comes through. I pre-shuffle the oracle cards. I've not looked at them. And as usual, I do ask you use your own intuition, okay? What you see, feel, or hear to determine whether the messaging resonates for you. This is a collective reading. And like I said, I don't know exactly what I'm going to be seeing, if we will see anything of this hijacking, okay? But I'm sure it'll come through in a way that will make sense for me. And I wanted to thank my twinnie for my birthday gift. I absolutely love it. These beautiful stones, I will cherish them forever, and I love you so much. So, beautiful people, take a look at these 3 piles, these 3 options, whichever one you're pulled to. Could be a storyline here. I will be doing a series, I'm sure, if there's more we need to tap into, and I'll certainly be doing the divine feminine as well, don't you worry, okay? And seeing that whole thing. But we know we're struggling here with divine masculine energy, okay? Definitely a struggle. So we're going to see why. Why is this going on? What's going on with the collective divine masculines that are just being carried by divine feminine energy right now? Okay, so I will leave this with you. The options will be in the description box in the pinned comment below. It'll take you directly to your pick, and I will see you there. Hello, gorgeous angels. Moonstone group. The moonstone. All right. So I don't know. Is this initial hijacking for divine masculine energy? I have no idea. Moonstone, I absolutely love with the iridescence here. Okay, like I talked about in the intro, the moonstone was giving me mostly what the moon represents. You know, feminine energy, subconscious energy, emotions, fear, potentially seeing things in moonlight that aren't necessarily true. So it seems like a clouded sort of energy, but let's see. Okay. As usual, I shuffle the oracle cards, I ask spirit what we need to see here, and then I channel whatever pulls through. I've not looked at these, so I do ask you to use your own intuition to make sense of this over mine, if that works for you. Okay, but let's lay these out. I will put a timestamp to the main channeling if it works out this way. Okay, sometimes channeling comes through as I lay the cards, but we'll see. What is this message all about? Allowance. 9. Frequency of allowance invites us to be open to whatever comes our way, without judgment, without opinion, without fear, and without resistance. When we allow, the universe becomes our partner in the wondrous dance of existence and expansion. Yeah, so a lot of stuck energy. We got to allow all of this stuff without judgment. So probably lots of self-judgment, judgment of others. That seems to be collective energy. Okay, without opinion, without fear. Okay, moonstone certainly could be representing the fears, and without resistance. Lots of resistance going on with divine masculine energy. 9 is hermit. Okay, and hermit's all about getting to know thyself. Hermit's journey is about introspection. All right, so here we have creation solo magic. So the hermit is about the self-discovery. Solo magic could certainly be that of knowing thyself. You know, like the magic within thyself. Yeah, certainly on a solo journey. Potentially why it's difficult to let anyone in. You know, to let anyone in here, because this is a lesson of self-discovery. Identifying the magic within is a solo journey. Surrender to your soul's path. Oh my goodness, your life's journey has been perfectly designed for your soul's growth. Embrace every lesson and every moment. Okay, that's good. We see a little bridge here. Surrender to trust. Trust yourself and your decisions. Don't be swayed by other people's strong opinions about what to do. Take action and be confident that you have chosen the right path. Wow. So there has to be a trust and a confidence in allowing themselves to go down the right path for a soul growth, for a soulful journey, to embrace the lesson. But maybe there's a lot of other people and opinions coming through twice here, trying to divert, suggest, or get divine masculine energy down a different path that might not be the soul path. Ripe fruits. 33. 33 is a master number. Reproduction, creativity. It's also about humor, Christ consciousness, joy, and harmony. Ripe fruits. Something ready here. And look, we have the spiral, which could be a cyclical thing here. Cyclical behavior. But the spiral keeps pushing out. Ripe fruits. So we have success. Beautiful. And we have the oracle card of someone who looks like they're either donating blood or getting a blood transfusion, or recovery in a hospital bed here. Recovery, health. So we have success. That's good. We have hesitation. Wow. Okay. So hesitation sometimes comes when we don't trust our own opinions or our own judgment or our own self. If we don't know ourself, and we have hesitation. Look at the key opening the door here. So a door could represent the next phase, the next chapter. This could be information, knowledge, solution. Like we have to take what we know to transition. It's getting the bridge here, transition. Okay, hesitation to go to the other side here. But ripe fruits could be it's a timing thing, because if we have a ripe fruit, we got to pick it. If we don't pick it, it goes to spoil. And the circle, or the cycle, I should say, of the fruits is long cycles in between, because the fruit only comes out during harvest and then it dies off. And then we got to wait all 4 seasons again, or at least the 3 seasons, until it's time again for the harvest. So it's almost like we can't miss the boat, or else we got to go back. Strangers. Okay. And look, we have 3 people here. So they're side by side, but they could be complete strangers still. They look like they're friends. They're walking on a path. A lot of red. Red could be root chakra stuff. We see blue, which is throat chakra. Green, heart ray. Okay, heart chakra. Walking in the path. They look like children. Could be inner child stuff. What do we have? Mindfulness. Okay. It's kind of looking like a dragonfly. Dragonflies are illusions we got to see through. It also looks like a praying mantis. Mindfulness. Okay. I just heard, where is my mind? Who sings that? I know my melodies are right off. It's, yeah, I just heard, where is my mind? Very, very much a need for mindfulness here. Yeah, disillusion. So coming to terms with a reality of something, shattering the illusion of something. Where is my mind? Sings that. Hearing guidance, 24, or the number 6. 6 is lovers, Gemini energy. Here's the heart. Hearing guidance, hearing from the heart space rather than the mind potentially here. Because the heart's going to guide us, and the mind can also guide us. So we have to learn which to trust here. Okay, hearing guidance. And we have Dancer of Frustration. And we have Dancer of Lies. So lies, disillusion, seeing through lies, seeing through illusion, seeing through illusions, seeing through fears potentially. Dancer. Dancing could be seen as in its light attributes, celebrating, but in its shadow, dancing could be a way of keeping distracted in some way here rather than seeing something. Dancing around the truth. Peacock, ego energy. Okay, but this is also self-expression as my throat chakra closes. Peacock, how we express ourselves and our scene has to be authentic. So if we're listening to someone else's sort of idea of who we need to be, we need to shatter that to be authentic, to listen to our heart space here. Lots of ego pulling through here. Strangers don't know themselves. Koala, let go. Wow, okay. Let go. Leech, shift from fear to love. Yeah, so fear-based was coming from the moon. We make decisions based on fear. A stranger could certainly be a need to know thyself. Like, if we're a stranger to ourselves, we tend to lead with fear. So there's some sort of big illusion that needs to be shattered here. Okay, mouse, release worry. Well, mice run. They're very fearful. And leeches could be energy vampires. And koalas tend to cling. So I'm getting multitude of energy here that it manifests, clinging on to old things, old ways, leeching on to certain things that provide energy, but not necessarily their own blood source. So need to depend on self, not other people or other things to sort of be their life force, like vampires here. And the mouse is running away, full of worry, very skittish. Okie dokie. Stand still with this Huron bird. Stand still. At a standstill? Need to stand still? I don't know. Let's see. Food and hunger. Food and hunger. So we have the solution to the problem, the cause, or the effect would be the hunger. Cause would be not having any food. Food and hunger. Okay, that's interesting. Surrender, 1-1. Dark night of the soul. Wow, 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 wow. Right by the ego. Surrender. Surrender, surrender, surrender. And here the sign of Leo. So Leo is the card that's probably the most connected to ego here. But this is about our confidence. Our confidence. Self-confidence to create, taking a chance on, resulting from the impressiveness of lion energy. Okay, I don't see the hijacking here, but what I do see here is the type of masculine energy that's that we're probably familiar with here. Okay, so let me tap into this one. What should I use? Let's use this, and then yeah, I'll channel this and see. Okay. Beautiful souls. There's a lot of layers to this. I hope I don't miss a lot of things. You can go back and see the card layout for anything I might miss here. Okay, some of it might be doubled up. We'll pull tarot as well. And I am wanting to see something in regards to the hijacking of divine masculine energy. But what I'm really seeing is more the symptom of what's going on. You know, so hopefully we get more than this because we're already familiar with some of this. But let me start and see how this unfolds, okay? This seems to be a lot of divine masculine energy in the phase of having a difficult time sort of letting go, okay? Letting go of familiar things, letting go of what is needed to let go by surrendering, trusting the universe. But we can't get to the point of surrender and letting go until we learn trust and see illusions. If we have illusions and fear, we tend to cling. And so masculine energy clinging to people, places, things, like these leeches, okay? So a lot of divine masculine acting like energy vampires, getting other things, could be substances, people, to give them blood. Blood is the food. Without blood, we die. And so we fear we might die without this thing, okay? But really, the blood is when we generate from self successfully, not from things and other people like these leeches. Okay, and so the only way to get through this energy that's very difficult here to have success is to find a way to utilize our own blood source, which comes from self, comes from know thyself. Okay, and this is a journey of self-discovery that one creates on their own. Okay, because This divine masculine energy I'm tapped into is unable to trust, rely, depend on anyone but themselves. No matter how much they cling and attach themselves, it doesn't resolve, it perpetuates a problem, because they'll always have a distance and a space between them and the people around them. So they have to fully go through a process of surrender here in order to uncover something before they can trust, before they can connect, before they can be workable. Because right now the only energy they'll be in is one of distrust and feeling this separation between them and everyone else, everything else. So they run, they're scared, they're hesitant, okay? They worry when it comes to having to trust other people and situations. There's a lot of fear, not seeing through the illusion, okay? They don't see through the big illusion here. And the big illusion is that they don't need to be covering up who they are with how they've been told how to be, who they have to be, okay? There's a lot of this sort of peacock energy, which is, well, I'm getting a lot from this. So one is peacock energy could be speaking our true, authentic expression. And this is what they're needing to do. Being proud and confident, okay, not ego-wise, but in their own ability to authentically speak up for themselves and talk an authentic life. Speak, walk, talk an authentic life. Okay, but the ego gets in there when we start to be concerned with how we appear to ourselves, to others, to the story that we've been hanging on to the world that we've sort of created around ourselves. So the path is opening up. There's a huge path here. It is the soul's growth, the lesson, okay? And this lesson appears every moment to make different decisions. It is not one sort of decision. This unfolds in many different ways in front of the divine masculine to make different choices, okay, to continuously go down this path, which is very different than what he's used to. I feel like the divine masculine I'm tapped into here is one that is doing a lot of circles in the same place, isn't able to produce ripe fruit here. It's very far from the fruit, okay? The fruit has to come with the step-by-step towards the path of creating the fruit, which takes some time here. Okay, but they have to take what they've learned, their experience, the information and knowledge, okay, be it spiritual knowledge, experience, whatever, they got to use this in order to open up the barrier between them and this other world of truth and shatter the illusion, okay, shatter the illusion. And so this mindfulness, although I don't like the word mindfulness because really, in order for us to ascend, we got to be of no mind. But this mindfulness is really being present of the choices that we're making. And I feel like this group of choices is distracting themselves. Okay, distracting themselves with this leech. So they attach to other people that are not healthy for them. They might attach to distracting themselves with things where they don't have to look. You know, they don't have to look at the difficult decisions and choices here. Okay, so in order for there to be a shift here, there has to be a listening to the heart, connecting to the heart space, okay, which would be a huge sort of, dark night of the soul, a surrender of how we think we are. Okay, so they're living in this dancer of lies. It's like tiptoeing around, dancing around, making maybe celebratory things of lies. It's like a big illusion here. Okay, the lies are the illusion. So we can celebrate all we want, but we're celebrating not our true version of self. We're celebrating the false self. We're celebrating the things here that we're leeching onto here that isn't our true self. Okay, like the true self would need to go through this sort of blood transfusion and healing time in order to be successful, which is painful because it's dark night of the soul stuff. So there's a lot of hesitation, although I feel in the subconscious there's a knowing. There's a knowing, okay, there's always a knowing, okay, because we're connected to the authentic self is always there. And everyone, whether they're aware or not aware, are always pulled to God, to consciousness, to the greatest version of self. Okay, they're always pulled there. This is why they're chasing. Okay, we might be chasing addiction. We might be chasing distractive things, but we're always searching. We're really searching for God. Okay, so those of us that know, we know where there is peace to be had. Okay, we could endlessly be an ego, trying to chase and follow endless things that keep us stuck and don't produce ripe fruit. And what's pulling through here is really, you could tell, okay, the essence of a man or person by the fruit in which they produce. So no matter what this divine masculine is celebrating, having an illusion, dancing, doing whatever they're doing, destructive, okay, it's not out of a choice of a wanting to be this way. Okay, even though we think, yeah, people have free will and choice and they're choosing. No, when we're on auto program, when we're hijacked by the program, we feel separated. We're in separation consciousness. There's a scarcity mindset. There's a not knowing. And then there's a fight or flight energy here. And I have to be sort of looking in a certain way. Okay, so this is almost like an automatic trigger. And so the fruit can't be produced. Okay, the actual good fruit. Only the bad fruit is a result. So as long as we're in fake land, as long as we're in illusion, we're producing bad fruit. We can't produce the good fruit. So if this divine masculine is in communication or trying to plant or build or open the door to something fruitful, something with abundance, something with substance, it requires real blood from the real man to create the real fruit. Okay, but it has to be on this path. And this fruit cannot be created in this energy at all. Only bad fruit. So, this divine masculine is learning how to not pass judgment on self, the biggest one, in order to then not pass judgment on others. Okay? Because when we're passing judgment on others, it's because we're carrying judgment of self. We're seeing stuff in others. So, what causes that is a lot of fear. Okay, is a lot of fear. So when we're driven by fear, we start to make judgments and we start to resist. So there's a lot of resisting because resistance keeps us stuck. And it's sort of a protective mode here. Okay, it's the protective mode. But I feel like this food and hunger is an itch we cannot scratch. Is a substance we cannot call substance because it's like the water that doesn't quench the thirst. Chasing the food for the hunger, but it's not fulfilling the hunger here. And so there is great frustration with this divine masculine. Everyone will forever feel like a stranger when we are a stranger ourselves. When we're not in our authentic self, we cannot connect. We're living a strange life. Although we might have been in that energy for some time, it's strange because it isn't who we are. We're carrying this strange identity. It's strange to us. It is foreign. It is not us. Okay, so there's lots of frustration here because it almost seems like it's either I suck blood, energy, okay, suck blood, I say, person, place, thing that I'm hanging on for dear life because if I don't have blood, I don't have food, I'm going to die. Okay, fight or flight mindset, or I run away and I run away here. I'm scared. So I attach and I'm fearful when I'm threatened. Okay, so there's a need to understand how the ego works. There's a need to lean into confidence of self. And in order to sort of understand this, there is a period of time where we need to sort of stand still and observe. Okay, we see a very still body of water where we could see our reflection. I'm also getting ego again, like that story of seeing our reflection and falling in love with self. Because we see ourself, you know, and then we can fall in here. So this divine masculine isn't seeing very clearly. He's full of illusions because he's full of ego. And he's needing to be very present with every moment, with every decision that he makes in order to cross this path. Very stuck. So I think we already see this. I don't know that there's much information here that's helping, but I wasn't really asking for what to do other than just giving us a peek behind the curtain here. Like, what's going on with these divine masculines? Like, what is going on? And like, look at that, you guys. Karmic, okay? Karmic soul contracts. The karma, reaping what we sort of deserve here. Past lives, energetic, whatever this is great purpose here. Okay, this is the great awakening. But the judgment's pulling through here because I feel like it really stems from how we are judging ourselves is the biggest one. So if we have certain understandings that aren't true, that are based on illusion of who we are or what we need to be, we carry that judgment and we make very piss poor decisions. You know, I'm not strong enough, good looking enough, qualified enough, confident enough, capable enough. All big fat lies. And so the more we carry this, the more it presents itself and manifests in our world. And so we're at the point of judgment. We have to see it for what it is. And this is why it's at the peak here, because I feel like, what do we do when we see it? You know, like the disillusion is the shattering of this illusion. Like, we can't hide from it. We have to see it. And the final step of seeing it, having to take action, like, you can't avoid. You have to deal with it. You have to open that door. You have to make sort of a change here. I feel like there is the final step here. And then the world is the final card in the tarot, which is wrapping up this cycle by embracing truth, accepting the karmas, being awakened to a greater truth. But if we don't close out the world, we can repeat a cycle. We could repeat. So I don't know if this is talking about collectively in the here and the now, you know, in 2024, this whole period is a judgment period, or if we're talking about individual, you know, like repeating potentially this, maybe on a grand scale, or maybe repeating this in some sort of karmic loop. Like, we're stuck here on judgment. We need to make the better decision, but we make that decision. You know, when we see this, when we see ourselves as being separate, when we see ourselves as creating space, when we're hesitant to open the door to what is actually successful here, you know, that's the true recovery here. The true life source, sustenance and fruit to be produced with the right people. It has to be opened on their own, with their own self here. So Spirit, what are we seeing here about this divine masculine? Clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good. Thank you so much, Spirit, for this message. Please protect us as I channel this message for the greatest and highest good of the viewer, this divine masculine energy I'm tapped into, and myself, please. Thank you so much, Spirit. I'm so blessed to be here. I'm so grateful to be doing this reading for you guys. Very heavy. Okie dokie. We have the 8 swords. Yeah, and death in reverse. So we're resisting massive change here. Massive change collectively. I feel this is collectively hanging on to the old ways of being. Old ways of being is ego, okay, is suffering in a way here that is in a false self, judging, trying to avoid any sort of healing, not producing ripe fruit, okay, all stem from fear. All stem from fear. So there's a need to let go and a need to look at the mindset that's holding us back from allowing the shift to happen. The spiritual shift. When I get death and 9 swords, this is the dark night of the soul. Okay, and look, if in reverse. So we're resisting. We're resisting. Look, without resistance, we have to allow the shift. Okay, so lots of resistance here. A lot of mind speak, and that's why I say I don't really like mindfulness, because the mind here is the story we say. Not good enough, or not capable, or whatever, okay? But I feel like This is subconscious speak. I don't feel like this masculine's most likely saying they're not confident, you know, but it's pulled from the subconscious. The illusion is that we're not all the things. And so I feel like what we are seeing on the outside manifest is the limitation to move forward, the limitation to open the door, the limitation to heal, the limitation to be authentic, the limitation to not stick to things here that are tired and need to be transitioned out. Old jobs, old relationships, old mindsets, old addictions, attaching to destructive things here, you know, to give it life source, to feed it, to feed this sort of energy, because they can't sustain it on their own. And then I run when my fear is being exposed. If someone more energetically, I don't know, like in control, steps forward here, it makes me uncomfortable. I run, I hide, I don't know how to be. So we see the big green here, okay? Green ray, heart chakra, learning about how to love from a heart space that requires no worry, no mind. And the pink, which is all about self-love, okay? So the self-love, we need to learn about the self-love so that we're able to open our heart space and love all, love everything. Okay, so and it really does start with the shedding of the ego and with the dark night of the soul, detaching from the identities. But we have to be very clear to see this. Yeah, we haven't done the hermit's journey, the introspection, like I said, the know thyself, which was pulling through with the 9, okay, Virgo energy, and Scorpio energy pulling through here, strong. So yeah, it's like Virgo energy is one of very analytical but very judgmental, and Scorpio energy is very dark, you know, so it's like our dark shadows, our challenges, our shadow, which is maybe where collectively we think we're weak or lacking or not confident or judging or making up reasons why we're undeserving or limited because of these beliefs, keeps us stuck in anxiety and fear. And we're needing to see the great truth that none of those are limitations. Okay. Yeah, Ace of Swords, we're not seeing clearly the great truth. So we can't speak truthfully, take action on truth. We don't see the truth. We're being called to see the truth. We don't want to see it. We haven't seen it. So how can we act and talk truthfully? How can we move forward in clarity and truth? We can't. Okay, the fear is at the helm. You know, look, need to put an end. Need to put an end. Okay, so major arcana, spiritual, big shifts here. Okay, and this is everyday actions, you know, making that decision to, I don't know, go out again and you know, I don't know, party again or do something mindless or engage in the way I always do and choose to do. Like all of these 10 swords are things we need to put an end to in our day in, day out. Like Spirit's really showing it's not one sort of major shift here. This is a series of every moment the universe puts in front of me a decision and a choice I can make to put an end to something by choosing something else. It's always available to me. It's always available to me. The past doesn't matter what I've chosen in the past. I could have picked it a million times. What matters is what I choose right now in front of me. There is no limitation. Yeah, Chariot. Difficult to move forward, to be successful, to gain momentum without balance. So we need balance in order to ride through with the universe, you know, to integrate. Like I say with the Chariot, it's always about integrating the shadow aspect. Some of our shadow we cannot rid ourselves of, but we can learn to work with it to still be able to move forward. But if we condemn it, judge it, don't allow it, and we stay stuck in some energy here, we don't want to be seen, we're preventing people from seeing us, we keep people out, we're stuck in cycles, we can't produce fruit, we're stuck. Okay, yeah, we're stuckity, stuck, yuck. Okay, this is both talking to me about the universe. The universe is trying to work with us. It wants us to move forward. It wants us to have balance, but the universe doesn't go and take away our sort of free will here. So it's always our choice to engage with what's going on in the world, because what's going on around us is everything. Abundance is everywhere, all at once, all the time. We can either dance with the universe, or we could believe in limitation and believe in scarcity and separation. And so now we choose to remove ourselves out there, in here, make judgment, and now we're stuck. Okay, but doesn't mean the universe is stuck. The universe can keep moving forward. We could keep moving forward, but we're stuck. We're stuck from engaging with the universe as long as we carry limitations, as long as we don't see great truths, as long as we're still in some sort of energy of not understanding the deepness of who we are. And because of fears, really fears at the helm here. Okay, but look, this judgment's in the upright. I can't avoid, we're seeing it, you know, how are we going to choose? It's like, it's all here for the seeing, but everything here, I'm supporting what it isn't. You know, I'm supporting what it isn't because I'm so fearful of this transition, this mindset that I have. Look at the King of Pentacles. So I think the biggest challenge here is for this divine masculine to be in this sort of confident, grounded, reliable, consistent energy that could build empires in a very powerful way. He's lacking everything he needs to be in this sort of energy, this solid father energy, you know, someone we can rely on to build. This is the opposite energy, and what's getting in the way is his own sort of judgment and mindset of limitation and scarcity and all that stuff. But I mean, this is all the collective, but specifically this divine masculine energy that I'm tapped into. So the allowance here says, allow ourselves to sit with the feeling, you know, the feeling that pulls through us without the judgment. And I feel like there's a need to embrace what is going on and carry it sort of with ourselves rather than depending on other people, places, things to sort of keep us busy here. Because I feel like there's a hesitation to move towards truth. And that's the true calling here. Okay, so this is what I have, you guys. I don't know what I was expecting to see, but it certainly delivered some knowing. I'm so curious to go see the other two piles. If this sounds like your energy, the guidance here really is the dark night of the soul. We'll be releasing the ego and the attachment, you know, to get very present with every moment, to make different decisions. Doesn't matter how many times you chose the leech approach, you know, and clinging to people, places, things that we should let go of and surrender to keeps us stuck. Doesn't allow the universe to flow. If we run, we're only going to tire ourselves. Okay, so we might have to stand still, but I feel like standing still is what's freaking some of these guys out, because it's like looking at our own reflection here. We might not like what we see. Okay, but it could shatter this sort of this illusion we have. And we might not want to see who we truly are underneath of this, okay? But this is leaning into the trust that the divine is going to show us a great truth. Because in order to have honest movement, to produce good fruit, it has to come from trust and honesty. Okay? So, that's what I have, and I'll see you at the next one. Bye-bye. Hello, hello, beautiful, gorgeous angels. Pile number 2. You guys picked the clear quartz, beautiful chunk, and we're looking at divine masculine energy. Group number 2. Group number 1 did not fail to deliver whatever it was that was needing to be delivered there. Okay, so I don't know. I'm curious to see what's going on with divine masculine energy for collective pile 2. Okay, I just asked to see, you know, is there hijacking going on here? Like, what's going on collectively with divine masculine energy? It seems completely out of whack. Okay, so maybe we're seeing why it's out of whack. What's going on? I don't know. We'll see. Okay, so let's take a look. And I do ask, use your own intuition. What you'll see, feel, or hear to determine whether this is resonating for you. Only you can do that. Do not take all my messages as gospel here. I'm learning as you are. Okay, so let's see. Realization. Oh my goodness, did I not say? Okay, I do not look at these cards at all, but this is totally giving me like trying to see clearly something here that's quite foggy. So realization 37, or the number 10, and 10 is all about completions and ends of cycle. It's also Wheel of Fortune. okay, which is the universe sort of pulling us, guiding us through, and it's sun. And the sun is clarity. The sun is enlightenment, seeing clear. Joy, bliss. The frequency of realization supports the internal process of becoming aware of our heart-centered truth, as well as the external process of becoming our highest expression in this world. Wow, wow, wow. Beautiful. Okay. We have Mami Wata with memory. Okay. Memory. So this could be past life memory. This could be subconscious memory. We see that snake here. Snake's about healing and wisdom. Wisdom comes through experience, which could be pulled through memory. If we experience certain things, we start to develop a memory, just like a muscle. Emotional memory. Okay, the mermaid's giving me sort of siren energy. So it says, surrender unhealthy relationships. Let go of relationships that don't serve you, including unavailable or toxic people. You deserve to be treasured, sorry, I was going to say treated, treasured by others, and to be surrounded by positive people. Okay, he's making a heart here. Surrender to creativity. Let your imagination soar. Stay open to all creative ideas about how to pursue a dream or solve a problem. She's holding up a mirror, and we see a butterfly here. She's holding up a mirror, okay? When we have repopulation, more fruit. This came out for pile 1. Repopulation, 18, or the number 9. 9 is hermit energy, okay, all about introspection. But 9 is about fruition, completion, fulfillment. So we were getting that with 10, completion, ends of cycle, transformation. Repopulation. So this apple is down to its core, and then we have a repopulated apple here in fullness. We have embarrass as a key word. I don't take words so literal here, okay? And here we have stairs, which to me looks like ascension. Okay, stairs could certainly be going up. I mean, could be coming down, depending how you look, but there's a door and it's open. And look, inside that door is the yellow. Yellow could be the sun, okay, where we're getting clarity or enlightenment when we ascend. But it could be talking about the solar plexus, which is the confidence, our willpower. Okay, and we have hope. Wow. And a whirlpool. A whirlpool getting sucked, kind of like a vortex. A twister. Twister of water. Water is emotions. Is this water or air? It looks like water to me. So we can have Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces energy pulling through. Okay, we have growth of energy. Wow. Well, the egg's talking about rebirth. Growth of energy. And we have resilience. Beautiful. So resilience. I'm getting the 9 wands, you know, the spiritual warrior. I'm getting clever from this fox, or need to be clever. I need to sort through and figure out. Okay. And we have escape. Yeah, I need to get out. I need to find our way through something here. Escape. Look at this beautiful treasure island. It's almost like the siren I was feeling was luring us to someplace that feels very beautiful, very different. You know, like the hope, like pulling us somewhere. And here we see what looks like the sun again, enlightenment, off in the distance. And here is the boat sort of pointing its nose towards, trying to escape something here. And we have 38 with a treasure of the soul, or the number 11. 11's a master number, divine inspiration. Okay, it's about synchronicities and encouragement to keep going. We have hope in the boat. Treasure of the soul. Wow, isn't that powerful? Okay, and we have spirit of love. Oh my goodness, you guys, love, such a beautiful energy. We're seeing the heart here as well. Yeah, treasure of the soul could certainly be love. Look at the clay. So clay is, we could form the clay when clay is soft. Adaptable. to mold into something here. It needs work. Beetle, think optimistically. Okay, so workable energy here. Change how we think potentially to more optimistic. The duck, step into a sacred union. Oh my goodness, you guys, look at the two ducks. And we have love here. We have relationships. We have divine feminine energy pulling through with the siren, and this feminine holding up this mirror here. Duck, step into sacred union. That's some powerful shiznitties. Okay, action. So action, here we have the storm brewing, and here we have the water, which looks like it's quite active. So the emotions could be overwhelming or unpredictable here. The storm is certainly unpredictable. I'm going to do this. Action. A need for action. Action's just sort of happening here. Okay. I'm stuck. Relaxation. Look at this big old moon here. Sitting with our emotions, getting comfortable with our emotions. Okay. That's interesting, because the moon could symbolize the feminine energy. Sometimes it's fear, but this is giving me not so much fear here. It's like getting comfortable with our emotions here. Knighthood, look at that. So here we have a lot of armor, a lot of defenses, but we also have the sword up straight up in the air. Okay, I like seeing the sword of truth, because it's always about honesty, integrity, authenticity. Despite, you know, what might be difficult, we stand in truth and we honor the truth. So something about honoring the truth here, but we still have a lot of armor here. Okay, clearing karma. 6/6 Kundalini activation. Oh my goodness. Kundalini activation, yes. So definitely feels more ascended than the last pile here if we're talking about the Kundalini activation. Okay, so we've gone through potentially Dark Night of the Soul stuff, where we're getting physically pulled to greater consciousness here, clearing out old karmas. And we have Gemini. What you want to be known, what is believed about, and use the quickest way. And so Gemini energy is about expression and words. And I'm also getting twins here. We got the two ducks, the mirror. I'm getting the two selves. Okay, that's interesting. And then here we have the 5th house. So 5th house is about romance, love, affairs. Okay, it's about play, creativity, fertility, childlike spirit, joy, self-expression, drama. So it says, with the trust of a child, fun, romance, and making art. Do it dramatically. Oh my goodness. Okie dokie. We'll pull some tarot as well, you guys, but this one's coming through as well. It's divine masculine energy. Let me sit with this one, and you guys can skip ahead. Okay. Beautiful, beautiful group number 2. This divine masculine energy is a lot more advanced than the last pile. Okay, and when I say advanced, it's because I feel like there's an energy here that's very, very workable here with this divine masculine energy. Okay, but I'm feeling this. I might be reading for my soul connections. You might come here as this person's other half, or someone may be involved, but this is pulling through with this love energy, okay, with the 5th house. And sometimes it really takes engaging with love of someone or love of something that ignites us, okay? And it ignites us to be the best version of ourselves, and it pulls us like an unstoppable sort of energy being pulled, okay? We're pulled. So we're really using our emotions, fueling us to take action, okay? And so I feel like with the dark clouds, I don't know exactly where in the collective this divine masculine could be. It could be anywhere from sitting in the darkness, pre sort of Kundalini activation, to experiencing this activated Kundalini and going through intense emotions to needing to take action. And this action is step-by-step ascension towards building their confidence and total liberation. Okay, and when I say liberation, that's the liberation of no mind, enlightenment, and being free of the separate self. Okay, so this is ascension. We're no longer in ego. And the confidence is not that of solar plexus so much as I feel it is a authentic ability to lean into the true self, to make decisions based on the true self. Because I feel like this divine masculine might have experienced a lot of hurtful people and experienced situations, either parental relationships, where they've been either used, abused, couldn't trust. Okay, so this is a very, I feel a watery energy here, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, very creative, very intuitive, very much pulled, okay, pulled by the love of someone or something here. So he's coming into massive realization of his truest self, to see the beauty of self. Really pulled by this calling, okay? But the ancestral wound here, or the thing needing healing, it's a dark memory of some experience that's left traumas, triggers, pain, okay? And so I feel like it's a navigating between trying to avoid being hurt, trying to keep the cards close to the chest, trying to figure out who I can trust and how I can trust, to depend on and lean on the right energy here that fuels the soul, so that this person can mold themselves into a new being and be reborn here. Okay, they're very moldable right now. And I feel like potentially there is this energy they're trying to work their way out of. So it could be lack of self-confidence with this embarrass. How will I look? How will this feel? So very private, sort of removed. Okay, but I feel still involved here, because I don't feel like this is an energy that's completely not wanting to see, but I feel like this is an energy that's like, I'm still sort of focused on my own best outcome for self, because I've been hurt. So I need to think differently and more optimistically here, that it's not dog eat dog or me against the world. So this person is being reborn, that there is abundance. There's not scarcity. There's enough to go around for everybody. We need to change the way we think. And it's okay to love. It's okay to allow other. Okay, it's okay to feel emotions. It's okay to feel fear. It's okay to, yeah, it's okay. Okay, so they're learning it's okay. It's okay to be self. It's okay to be in any sort of state here. And I feel like the drive here is them wanting freedom from the state of the pain, the suffering that they've experienced in the past here. And so the power of love, the power of creativity, the energy of love here is really pulling this person through. But I feel like they've gone through spiritual battle here, a lot of pain, a lot of suffering. And if it's not in this lifetime, it's the energy of experiencing relationship situations that haven't really allowed this person to benefit in a way here that is supporting this person's growth. Okay, to find peace and joy and happiness, although we find peace and joy and happiness through self, and that's what this person is learning through your holding up this mirror. Okay, and if it's not you holding up this mirror to this person, then, and you're here as this divine masculine energy, the reflection of the current state. So if this is falling in, sorry, I hear the microwave beeping right now. If this is giving into following our creative passions or pursuit, it's like seeing the truest version of self through this. You know, everything is acting like a mirror, is acting like a catalyst for this person to transform into the greatest version of themselves with this butterfly. That's the final form. The final form. But we must see ourselves for who we are. But I feel like they're trying to escape with this fox and this escape. And the escape here is escape any experience that left me feeling like it wasn't good for me. It's left me with traumas and pain and me not trusting. Okay, me being too scared to trust, me not really understanding my emotions, being able to count on my own emotions, be comfortable in my emotions, you know, like being around people that allow me to relax. Like I feel this person's very defensive, okay, very guarded, very scared of repeating certain things, okay, like trusting you and then all of a sudden being pulled to their demise in some way. So very defensive, but I feel like there's something very authentic here. This person will be acting in truth and honesty, but I feel like it's a step-by-step process here to liberation, to freedom, to remain hopeful here, okay, because I feel like the path once opened, the portal once sort of in the vicinity is taking this person and guiding them to freedom, guiding them to this sort of more promised land, okay? So the treasure of the soul is really the love we house for others, the love we house inside for our devotion to God, to love, to whatever we create or what we want to connect with. Okay, this is the true treasure of the soul. And so I feel like this is the power that's pulling them. It is no longer the suffering or the experience that drives this person. It is, I want to escape from the suffering. I want to go to the true treasure. Okay, I said Treasure Island here, although nothing says this is Treasure Island, but that's when I pulled it. I said Treasure Island. And we got treasure of the soul. The soul is calling this person, their soul. So either they have a soul tie to you, if you're, you know, connected to this masculine, a soul tie to someone, pulling them clearly, directly, like this siren, okay, pulling them, or their creation, whatever they're sort of passionately wanting to take action towards. They have a deep passion here. The emotions are speaking to this. This is what's driving this person to grow out of this energy. So love is manifesting here, okay, with the spirit of love. It's changing how this person thinks, how this person engages, how this person connects to others, how they allow people to come in. They clear their karmas, because right now is about the past experiences that have dictated my world, my life, and how I've engaged. Okay, so you might engage with this person and they're defensive. I'm getting a very sort of defensive person here, potentially very difficult in communicating. Okay, they might have been very still, not communicated because there's no trust, and it's just they don't trust most people, not necessarily you. Okay, but I feel like this energy is learning about trusting, is learning about honor and taking action on their authenticity. So a big thing about communication with the Gemini here in this sort of truth, you know, and communication is tied into the action we take and the energy we sort of encompass. So if I sit defensively, and what sort of truth is that communicating? There's somewhat of a lie here. Yeah, so what's pulling through, sorry guys, is like, I'm getting like our mind, body, spirit all has to be in balance, okay? And so we could feel a certain way, but on the outside, if we're have our armor or shield and our defenses, it's showing a different energy. It's saying, I do not trust. Okay, so something deceptive here would be outside not matching the inside. And I think this person is working towards the outside matching the inside. there's a huge discrepancy here in how they're taking action or what they're speaking or not saying based on what's actually happening here. Okay, so this is this clearing karmic things. How can I act on truth? How can my outside match what's going on the inside? And there's massive realizations happening. Okay, and they're seeing the abundance rather than seeing what could happen in the fearful world of what I experienced in the past that keeps me sort of too afraid. Or can I look at this as sort of being fulfilling and taking this sort of opportunity towards the fulfilling rather than seeing what could be lost, you know? So not letting the fear drive. So we have the world in reverse. Spirit, clear and concise message for beautiful pile 2, this divine masculine energy I'm tapped into. What does pile 2 need to know about this divine masculine energy? Please protect me and the viewer as I channel this message for the greatest and highest good. Pile 2 spirits, thank you so much for this beautiful message. Okay, so the world in reverse is concluding a massive cycle here. Conclusion of a cycle that needs to come to an end, and generally it's a very long cycle, okay? A phase of life, whatever it is this person's incubating here with the world, okay? That's what this growth of energy, like I said, the egg's all about a rebirth. So this energy, like I said, it felt very much like there was movement, but there is that closing out what I've experienced, closing out, connecting my way of being defensive or untrusting or all of this in an old world, and having hope for a new future for me going towards enlightenment, paradise. My love is driving me, okay? But I feel there's a disconnect between what's around them right now and how they're engaged. But the realization's happening, and as the realization happens, we close out cycles. Yeah, so it might manifest itself as confusion, not choosing. Okay, 7 cups. I'm confused. I don't know. I'm not ready. Too many choices, too many options. I haven't decided. I'm totally muddled. Okay, it's because we haven't closed it fully out. We're still 1 foot in this world of hurt or untrusting, needing to close that experience. Yeah, come out of 5 swords, and here's the 9 pentacles in reverse. So again, like I said, I can only rely on myself. I have to play my cards close to my chest. I can't trust anyone. Okay, this is like someone that is totally in an energy here that could be very, very hyper independent, you know, like rely on self only, and it creates 5 swords in their world. You know, the ends justify the means. Nobody wins in this situation, including them. Not happy. Divine masculine energy here that's experienced 5 swords in relationship with others. Okay, and so it could be get them before they get me, or be on guard, be on defense, be hyper independent. But you can't really become somebody that other people would depend on. You're not free and ready and confident. You're sort of confused, muddled, and defensive. Okay, I say you, whatever, this energy. Yeah, so it's like the safe zone where I know I won't get hurt, the independence that I've built, my empire that I know I can control is my safe zone. So to get out of that would mean I'd have to trust and move. Yeah, so there is a divine masculine, which is emperor, which is I guess the graduated version here of this false emperor. Okay, this is where we think we have built something we could rely on because we've relied on it for so long. It's my independent self. I don't get hurt. I can't let go of it because it's safe, it's comfortable, and it's never hurt me in the past. Meanwhile, there's all sorts of issues staying here because I might not be fulfilled. I might have to upkeep this. I might just see what I'm missing out on. And so the reality check here is when we see the great potential of who we can be and look at the difference. And so this energy that I'm tapped into here would never sit in this energy when he has vision of this energy. This energy is going to look at himself when he sees a comparison to the potential of who he is and how he could be. Once he sees it, to shift out of this 4 pentacles energy. Okay, this energy is a very stand-up energy, very authentic, very, very authentic. Like I said, the truth. This person values truth. Okay, now they value truth, but like I said, the outside not matching the inside, because this person might have a very difficult time, like I said, trusting. So they might seem untrustworthy, or they're not someone you can rely on, because they're not really communicating or seem secretive. You know, they might have 5 swords. It's all about self, so it seems like, can I trust them? But they are very stand up. I feel like this divine masculine energy is one that would do the right thing every time. But if they don't see it, you know, and this is stemmed from hurts and fears and traumas, to be guarded and to be safe. Okay, so massive transformation. This is what this cycle is about, closing out old energy. Yeah, 3 swords, traumas, 3 swords in the heart, the pain I experienced, the breakup, the lies. Okay, someone's words, actions, intentions created pain, suffering for me has been my experience in my memory bank, my emotional memory. So if it was a relationship that I've witnessed, you know, either with my parents, or when a love relationship, a friendship, whatever it is, that's what's reality to me, and it keeps me hurt here. So I need to take a look at this 3 swords and do the right thing here and put it sort of where it belongs. I can't let this dictate my future sort of steps. Yeah, come out the 5 Pentacles, because this person has been experiencing loss. Okay, so I feel like this person just had a taste of, like, they got pulled by their emotions, either by a person, a relationship, a creative thing, a love. A love pulled them out. Okay, pulled them out of this lack mindset, this 4 Pentacles mindset. And so in order to go and graduate from a 4 Pentacles, we let go, which is surrender. We enter a 5, okay, because really it's a transition. And so a lot of times we hang on to the 4 because we don't want to experience the 5. You know, like if we quit our job, then I won't have one, even though it sucks and this, that, and the other about it, but we hang on, you know. But sometimes when we quit, it's like, oh shit, like, how do I pay my bills? But we need the 5 Pentacles, because this is how we move and transition to the manifestation of the solid new beginning, the real fruit here. So there's a real manifestation here for this masculine, because he's going to his truest potential. Okay, he's coming out of lack mindset and scarcity. Yeah, look, 4 Wands. He's heading towards union. Okay, union in a relationship, balance with self. And this is my twin flame card with the 1111. Okay, and I was definitely feeling that with this sacred union card. Step into sacred union. Also with the Gemini, I was getting twins, and I don't normally read the Gemini as twins for coming out that way, but that's how it totally came. And with the mirror, okay, we could be mirroring someone else. Someone's holding this mirror, but I feel like this is building some sort of stability here, something to be celebrated. Yeah, come out of 5 Wands, the conflict, the struggle, the challenge, the need to compete and fight and be defensive. I don't want to be that. Yeah, come out of this 4 Cups. Okay, so this person's energy most likely is one that is sitting 4 Cups. This is the crybaby card, or the breakup card, you know, looking at what had happened to me, what could happen. It's always looking at the scarcity mindset. Okay, so it could be involved in 3 Cups energy, rather than taking the beautiful cup that's being offered, a relationship, following the career path, the pursuit, the thing. It's like, I'll sit here looking at what's not working and not really taking action, because I'm sort of driven by what could go wrong or what has gone wrong, you know. But this was conflicting and causing all sorts of conflict, internal conflict and inner conflict. And so the only way to get out of this sort of energy is to have a mirror held up. But I feel like this person is coming out, okay? Or at least this is like future position, because the nose is pointed towards this 4 Wands. Okay, so I feel like this person, potentially if we're talking about a person or collective, could be sitting at dealing with the heartbreak right now. So this manifests in many different ways. I'm removed. I'm still hanging on. You know, I'm sort of going back and forth between playing it safe and showing up here in an Emperor energy, going back and forth. You know, but I see the Emperor I could be, Okay, very beautiful energy with this Emperor, because the Emperor is true divine masculine energy. He creates order and he does what's right here. Okay, but I feel like when we experience heartache, and we start to get very confused with who we are and the truth, and their emotions could lead us astray. And so I feel like there's a lot of sabotage that happens here, and a lot of having to depend on self and some sort of energy that's not healthy in order to guard and defend and protect. Okay, so yeah, look at that. A lot of anxiety here. So this is dark night of the soul stuff. I need to get out of the mind and the fears in order to transition here and close out cycles, which I feel this energy is slowly moving out of. So I don't know, were they hijacked? I don't know. I feel like this one's more of an experience, you know, of a relationship, a situation, a creative passion and love that's driving this person out of this sleep. Yeah, with the 9 swords, the sleep. This person's been asleep to the truth of who they are. They're realizing and having clarity that they are this Emperor, that they don't need to be living in scarcity. They don't need to be despondent and not emotionally satisfied and struggling and pained and causing 7 swords and all this stuff and keeping backdoor opens without choosing happiness for themselves because relationships have proven to be shitty. Okay? Seeing clearly. This is the ultimate sort of navigation. But I feel they want to escape what they've experienced. They want to escape the energy that doesn't feel very good. This is tiring. You know, this is heavy armor. I don't want to wear this all the time. It's tiring. Okay, I want to relax. Like, which one looks better? I feel like they're leaning towards this beautiful energy, sitting with the emotions, but being able to relax and feel comfortable in their skin of who they are and what they do, regardless of what it feels like for them to sit in those emotions. It's still a lot more comfortable than this energy. Okay, that's the reading. Pile number 2. I hope this helped you. I love you so much. I'll see you at the next one. Bye-bye. Hello. Beautiful. Pile number 3. You guys picked the Shiva Lingam stone. Absolutely beautiful. Masculine energy. All about balance and fertility. So I'm going to put the stone up here just because it will roll away. So I'll keep it up there. What are we looking at? Well, pile 1 and 2 certainly did not disappoint. Okay, I wasn't sure what we'd see because my question was kind of open, but like I said in the intro, sense and feel divine masculine energy potentially hijacked. Where are all the divine masculines? What's going on? Okay, like really, what's going on collectively here? Are they hijacked? Like, what do we need to see? What do we need to know? What do we need to understand? Is the divine feminine carrying these masculines? Like, what's going on? Okay, so I don't know if you watched 1 or 2, but you guys chose 3. So we're going to look at 3 and see what pulls through here, what we need to know. Okay, and I do ask you to use your own intuition, what you'll see, feel, or hear to determine whether this is making sense and resonating for you. Okay, don't take my words as gospel. I'm reading this for the first time with you guys, and I haven't selected these. These are just pre-shuffled oracle cards that I've not looked at. So let's take a look. You guys can skip ahead if you want to go straight to the channeling. If I put a timestamp there, then that means the channeling came through as near the end there. So we have Gaia. Wow, Earth energy, 28, or the number 10. The frequency of Gaia reminds us that we are infinitely connected to one another, just as we are to our great mother and to the universe that birthed us all. Isn't that beautiful? So number 10 is about completion and ends of cycle, transformation. Also sun energy, which is enlightenment, seeing clearly, magic, alignments. Look at that. So again, the Shiva Lingam with alignment, balance, magic. Magic is beautiful here. And you see the hand reaching up. So hand's about empowerment and getting masculine energy here, but a balance with the magic, which would be the higher chakras, like the third eye, the crown chakra, aligning the spiritual with the 3D. Yeah, because the hand's the doership here and empowerment of doing, but the magic is sort of the ethers. So I'm getting magician energy, Virgo energy pulling through, and with the Gaia, with the earth, definitely Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn energy. Surrender to sleep to prevent burnout. Slow down, honor your need for quiet time and peaceful sleep to rejuvenate your mind, body, spirit. Yes, so I'm getting really from this, the mind, body, spirit, coming into balance, alignment, the 3D, connecting to the 5D. Isn't that amazing? The mind, the body, the spirit. Yeah, so sleep would certainly be important here to find the balance. Lots coming through dreams, signs, symbols, synchronicities. A very intuitive masculine energy here. Yeah, look at this compassion with the dolphin. Surrender to miracles. Be open to miracles occurring in your life. Feel and know that these events are real. Let go of any resistance and banish any doubt that miracles can happen. The two dolphins. Okay, it could be a divine union here with the two dolphins. Soulmates, love, emotions. Surrender to miracles. A very spiritual energy pulled through here. Lots of compassion. Water energy now coming through Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Gemini with the Magician I was feeling as well. Surrender to setting limits. It is healthy to set boundaries in your relationships. Practice expressing your needs and remember that no is a complete sentence. Wow. It's so interesting how I wasn't sure how these would come out, and it feels like it was exactly as I was sort of anticipating or predicting, although I was trying to keep a very open and balanced sort of perspective with the moonstone and the clear quartz, and the Shiva lingam here is really representative of this balanced sort of energy here. So it could be that we have a divine masculine energy here that is very empathetic, very compassionate, is learning how to set boundaries. So we have spirits to guide you. Yeah, very spiritual. Number 70 or 7. 7's about faith. Very spiritual, wisdom, reflection, understanding, chariot energy. Opening the door. We have game. And we have the superhero here. So again, I'm getting the hand. Okay, look at the hand is highlighted. Very hand here too. This hand saying stop. These hands are being empowered, taking action, doing something. Again, I'm getting divine masculine, like Aries energy, doing something. Like being capable of doing something here. Now look at this now. This cop is saying stop. Stopping. Being controlled here. Navigating. Maybe having some sort of structure, or not listening to the matrix maybe, or having any sort of limitation. Well, let's put this here. Destroy. Yeah, destroy any sort of restriction or limitation or outside sort of restriction. Authority. Balanced emotions. Yes, totally feeling that. Oh my goodness, alignment, very interesting. And look at this, we have mind. Okay, and we have the 3 here. Mind, body, spirit, mind, emotions, and spirit. Wow, spirit, emotions, mind. That is so mind-blowing right now. Okay, honor thy worth with 39, or the number 12. So 12 is reduced to 3, which is about growth, relationships, the initial success. It's also Empress energy, and that is about abundance, divine feminine, being able to receive, give love, self-worth. Okay, it's also Hangman energy, which is being enlightened, having a change of perspective. And it's also World energy, which is end of cycle. We were getting with the number 10. Okay. Honor thy worth. Yes. Ancestor of memory. Wow. Ancestor of memory. Okay. So we could certainly have ancestral blockages, wounds, experience here. Right by destroy. So something we're needing to sort of navigate through. Snake. Healing. Healing. Wisdom. Here's the egg. Egg is about rebirth. Starfish. Find internal validation. Yeah, all about the self. The self. Allowing the self to make the decisions, not the external. Octopus, trust your multitasking powers. So I was getting the empowerment, the control, or the doership here to do something. Trust, but the mind comes through with the octopus here. Also the wisdom. Okay, we have rhinoceros. Get out of your own way. So if we don't trust ourselves, we could get in our own way. If we doubt ourselves, we certainly get in our own way. Elephant, move beyond obstacles. So elephant could also be symbolizing memory, and the memory comes through with the ancestor. So the obstacle could be the ancestral blockage. You know, that is the obstacle here, that we don't forget energetically. And we need to heal past. Get out of your own way, an obstacle. So the self is getting in the way here. Community. So community is a group of people here we could rely on. Here's all the beautiful butterflies. Butterflies all about transformation. Rainbows about hope. It's hangman energy, like I said as well. So that could be a change of perspective, seeing different ways here, being hopeful. I'm getting 4 wands from this community. Okay, that's union. It's a rite of passage, a celebration. Groups of people or soul tribe. You know, wisdom with the snake, like we said. And look at the unicorn. So the unicorn could be a once in a lifetime opportunity here. I'm also connected to dream state with the unicorn here, and we got sleep and this sort of dreamy energy. So wisdom comes through with experience. Rebirth, yeah, certainly feeling with the egg. It says personal freedom unleashed. Look at the beautiful butterfly. More butterfly energy. So butterfly is all about freedom and about that massive transformation to be the fullest potential we can be. And look, freedom again, yeah. Associations and the circle of friends with community. The 11th house. So 11th house is about the groups of friends or social awareness. It's also humanitarianism. It's about technology or hopes and wishes for the future. So this energy is very interesting. Let me put this over here. Hopefully you guys can see. I will tap into this and then we'll pull some tarot if we need to get in deeper. You guys can skip ahead here. Okay. Definitely, as I called it, with the 3 piles, because this is most likely the most ascended of the 3 masculine piles. With this masculine energy is a beautiful energy here, because I feel like this is a very compassionate, very creative, very beautiful, dreamy sort of energy here, okay? Very spiritual. And so the lesson here, this lifetime, this whole thing here is all about the self and having to ground the self. So the spiritual side, the dreams, the intuition, the knowing, the empathy we have, the compassion, the emotions, and bringing this into balance, and the mind and the body. Okay, so grounding it so that we make better choices, decisions, and following our dreams and our passions and our belief to actually take action on it, not to be so passive, not be so dreamy, not to be in a world that could create something in the imagination but not bring it to fruition. So this is all about bringing into fruition the beautiful energy that's going on within this divine masculine. Okay, but the only limitations we could have is when we allow the outside world to sort of stop us. We don't know our true value, and so we stay stuck in our mind or imagination or dream state. So I feel like there's a lot of ancestral wounds here of experiences of past energy, okay, that's dictating and blocking, that we need to overcome, and we need to move past it and still make things happen, ground things, transcend past some of this stuff. So it's all about aligning our energies here in the 3D, surrounding ourselves with the right community of people, friends, okay, relationships. It's really about being open to surrounding ourselves with that support, because sometimes we can't create solely on our own, and so we give up. And so I feel like this is about the initial sort of doing that we need to do, that we need to trust, that we need to bring into the 3D world and ground our dreams, ground our vision, our creative pursuits, that we're worthy of this, set in place healthy boundaries, with people and things that are getting in the way of this creation. Now, we might not, because we might still doubt our own vision. We might still be allowing certain things to transpire, like unhealthy relationships, people, situations that surround us that don't allow us to get in line with the best truthful path that we need in order to push through. Because I feel like this divine masculine is going to be the waymakers here. Okay, the waymakers of beautiful new creations here on earth. And they need to allow themselves to be set free. Okay, once in a lifetime sort of creations and opportunities here. So they're healing many generations of trauma, and they're here to ground their experience of what they know spiritually. Okay, but it's all through this beautiful energy of love, compassion, creativity. And so the only person that really needs to believe in them initially to get started is themselves. And then the right people and situations will come. And they just have to change how they're sort of engaged in their world. Because if they start to believe people, places, things that are limiting them and keeping them stuck, it remains a dream, a vision, a hope, an imagination, and a desire that goes nowhere. And so the lack here is them seeing no way of doing this. Meanwhile, there is no lack. They just have to take action. And they have the ability here to overcome anything. Okay, so they got to destroy any limitation or any one thing, person, whatever the obstacle is that is getting in the way of them overcoming whatever's stopping them from grounding their dream. Okay, and like I say, the dream is the creation, their pursuit, the thing they've always sort of wanted to do. Okay, this brings them completely into alignment and brings them into their full sort of full self with this rebirth, who they truly are meant to be. True freedom. Okay, true freedom unleashed to be who they are. But right now there's a lot of rules, restrictions, and listening to other people's guidelines. So they might still be in the matrix. They still be listening to what they can and cannot do. Says who? Okay, that's a limitation that they're putting on themselves. They need to get out of this way and see that this isn't a limitation. That this isn't. So destroy anything here that might appear as though it's restricting or blocking or getting in the way. But the memory here, okay, the memory here might be the ancestral memory. And so if we've experienced certain blocks and triggers and stuckness, and we start to believe it to be true and get in the way of progressing past this. So it's very important to surround ourselves with the right types of people that support us, that allow us to see things very differently instead of the usual way. Okay, that honor us, honor our vision or dream. But I feel like we have to believe in ourselves at first here, okay? So I feel like there's a need for this energy to take action, to be fired up about their vision, their dream, their passion, to make it a reality, ground this thing. Because I feel like this type of masculine energy is either up in their head completely, okay, or completely discombobulated here. And I feel like potentially there could be something going on with the body, okay, that's kind of disconnected from the spiritual. So the 3D doesn't reflect anything that's going on in the 5D and vice versa. Okay, so we're needing to really come into harmony, balance, alignment. And so I feel like there's a strong 5D game and sort of a weak 3D game happening here. Game. Okay, even though I mean, this is kind of a game because energy never dies. So we're kind of like just living in some sort of dream, okay? But the game is one of knowing that we have the power here in the 3D world to create. Like, we have the ability to create. We're the master magicians to ground and bring things into reality. That's why we have imagination. But if we don't, if we're so disconnected from the body here, because honor thy worth, sometimes we could just hide in our own mind or in our own 5D at the expense of the work we need to do in the 3D. Okay, we might need to get healthy in the 3D. We might need to commit more time to the 3D rather than just escaping here. Okay, it might be easier to escape into the 5D. It might be easier to remain here. And so what's the 3D body doing? Like it's getting in the way here. I feel it could be very unhealthy too for a lot of you guys. So we need to take physical action here on Earth. Okay, Earth to pile 3, masculine guys. Time to police your body. Okay, what are we ingesting? Who are we spending time with? Are we doing actions day in, day out? But we know better. We're connected to the divine. We're spiritually talented, gifted, compassionate, beautiful, emotional beings here that can see a greater future. Very wise, very experienced. But we're hanging out with the clowns, you know. We're hanging out with the people who aren't supportive of this. Our 3D world here, I feel, is misaligned a lot here, okay? And it could be the mind speak. But I feel as though there's a freedom here in bringing this energy to the 3D. That's what's going to set you free. Yeah, 10 swords. So this is about putting an end to different things that are going on here that need to sort of be put away with this setting limits. Okay, we need to set limits. We need to close out certain things here. Sometimes it's painful to close things out or close relationships or shift. Okay, or else the manifestation gets blocked. So it's really feeling the magician here with the manifestation. Like I said, when I pull this card, is really feeling magician, bringing from the ethers here to the 3D. There's a block, as above, so below. We can't, so it stays all above. Okay, maybe we're really in the 3D here, knowing that there's a 5D self and we're so disconnected, so we can't manifest. To put an end, okay, to certain day actions that are in front of us in the 3D in order for us to be able to manifest. Because we have all the tools here. So we have a Virgo and Gemini energy pulling through with the magician. Yeah, we have to be dedicated and committed and consistent here with the work. So I'm getting, yeah, I got the 2 flips of the masculine because I'm getting the one that might be so focused on the work side, but working for who? You know, or we're very committed, dedicated, and we're spending a lot of time building someone else's empire. We're working at the Pentacle Factory, pumping out the thing. Meanwhile, there's this beautiful creation, creative thing here, spiritual thing that has nothing to do with this. But if we spend half our day, if not more, doing this is one of the things that needs to be realized. Where's this dedication effort going? And the dedication and effort needs to be towards grounding our own belief, our own freedom, our own thing. Where are we putting this energy towards? Yeah, so this is the stalemate, the indecision, the crossroads, not seeing. So we're letting the universe sort of dictate. We don't choose. So we're kind of at the mercy of the universe. We don't think we have a choice. You know, we're sort of in the matrix here because it's like, I got to do this. Well, says who? You know, if you have a choice to make, you can choose. If you see clearly that there is a choice in front of you, you can either choose the red pill or the blue pill, or the matrix or the freedom. The choice is always yours. But instead of thinking about it, we're just sort of doing. But now we feel forced or coerced, or we're just sort of doing the motions. Okay, the motions. Yeah, look at this. So again, the 2. So this is deep, emotional, compassionate, creative, sensitive. Okay, king. This king loves the deepest, very, very creative energy. Okay, painter, dancer, singer, actor, very, very much in the arts field, very intuitive. Okay, now we could have a block here if we're pumping out pentacles in the material world, working for someone else, doing something else, committed to something else here. And that we have a block, and so we can't manifest the true greatness of what we're supposed to do. So we need to sit with the love, the creative juices within us to be able to act on this, dedicate and commit to this. Okay, not be blocked here, because I feel like the block is when we don't even see that we have a choice to open up this sort of heart space to pursue our creative passion here. Yeah, where we're stuck in seeing things from the same way we've always seen them. So the ancestor wound, or how we were always raised to believe a certain thought process, an understanding we have, a vision of how we always have been, has to be how it is. You know, the cop says stop, so I must stop. Says who? You know, says who? Let's destroy. Let's destroy any sort of structured way of thinking, because it's impeding this creative passion, this creative thing we can build. We're not even seeing that we have a choice here. Okay. Yeah, so here's the 9 wands. So very much an energy of the spiritual warrior, very resilient, but it could be where in this sort of defensive energy of uncertainty here, protecting ourselves, not sure. We haven't quite given up, because we understand there's a greater side here, but we haven't committed to putting 2 feet forward towards the thing, which would require us putting an end towards certain things in our world here. Okay, I feel like we're tired too. We're very tired of either living in the matrix or our physical body. I feel like your physical body is tired, you know, it's very tired here, and the sun in reverse. So true enlightenment, true happiness and bliss is in listening to the inner child and listening to our heart, the love, the creation. Okay, this is where true joy and bliss and enlightenment is. Can't see the light if we're constantly in the same mindset that's created the suffering, or that's created the pentacle pump out of someone else's sort of material thing. Okay, I feel like all it's caused is like a bandaged warrior here. You know, and we might not want to go through putting 10 swords in the end of something, but we need to put ends to certain things in our world in order for the new to begin, because there is a rebirth here, and it's going to give you personal freedom, completely unleashed. Okay, and we can multitask. I feel we can. Okay, but the multitasking here is, I could be spiritual, I could believe in miracles, I don't have to be totally in one sort of energy. So this could be a very 3D focused sort of masculine energy at the expense of everything going on in the 5D. Or this could be living completely in the 5D and just sort of robotic here in the 3D. I don't know if I just repeated myself, but yeah. So I need to take action and see clearly on the wisdom that's gained already. There's so much wisdom here. You know, you have all the tools here to create the manifestation. Yeah, to expand, to grow. It's stunted, so we can't grow. We can't move on to another ship to take us to more promised lands, to have growth, expand spiritually, creatively, you know, to ride off into the sunset here. So we're blocked with the inner child. Okay, inner child growth, inner child healing, ancestral wounds. I feel here of how that we've always done it, or how we've always sort of had to be in an energy of what we thought we needed to be, or how we've seen things. Like I feel like they're seeing things how we've always seen them, and therefore we don't even know that there's a choice or an option to be different, to be free, to be liberated, to not be in our own way, to bring mind, body, 5D, spirit, all into alignment, our emotions. And this is where the miracles lie. This is where the true joy lies, where we find bliss and happiness. Okay, and you can do this. This is like true magician powers, all the tools to make it happen, to be empowered to make it happen. Okay, but if we don't know we have this choice, we can't see it, we're not putting ends to certain things that we're doing day in, day out, it might be very repetitive, you know. I do the same thing day in, day out, day in, day out, and all I'm doing is building the same thing. Like I do the same thing, I get the same thing, you know. I keep going out Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday with the boys, and I keep resulting in the same boys. So it's like, who am I hanging out with here with this community? And look, it's like I said, the rainbow was giving me hangman. Different perspective. If I hang out with the different people, more spiritual, if I start to engage in things that are more creative, or, you know, if I like to write, or lyrics, or painting, then I go and I hang out at the painter circle or the thing now, you know, on Tuesday, and now I see things differently. I change the way I'm sort of engaged. But if you do the same, you get the same. So I feel there's a hesitation, or there's like a block here in doing this for whatever reason. We have to walk away from what doesn't emotionally fulfill us. People, places, things. Not emotionally fulfilled, see you later. Okay? Put an end to that. Doesn't matter. Trust in the universe, in the abundance. You put an end to it, because this is creating space for enlightenment. Space for the joy. Right now, the space is being filled by pentacle pumping. We have no room. We don't have room for the pentacles you're creating for someone else, I feel, okay? Or just out of habit. We're just pumping out pentacles out of habit. Some material, habitual thing here. It's getting in the way. Get out of your own way, okay? Move beyond these obstacles. Pile 3, this is the Divine Masculine reading here. Very interesting. Spirit did not disappoint. I hope I did not disappoint in reading these. I feel the messages came through very clear, although, you know, what's my conclusion? I don't know that they're all that hijacked, but these are the frequencies of Divine Masculine that I'm tapped into anyway. And so we can certainly see what's going on with the Divine Feminine. You know, we can make a series out of this whole thing, see what comes out of it. But this is what I have for now. Beautiful people, I love you guys so much, and I hope this helped someone. Okay, I'll see you guys at the next one. Bye-bye.